Yeah, hello scrappers, melters. Can't tell on this monitor if it says recording or not. Out here in the sun you can't hardly see a thing. Yeah, I think on this little monitor it says recording. Yeah, it's hard to see anything. But like kind of overcast days you can see better. Hopefully in a year or so from now we'll have a roof over this area. So, but that's yet to be seen. Anyway, I thought I'd do a little melting today. Hope I got this set up where everybody can see everything. Drop a little piece of aluminum there in, drop that one in. Some of these oddballs, that may have to go on top. Some of these I have cut. There were several glued together, so I cut them to where it fit. That's about perfect there. Got to run in and get the torch. That's one thing I forgot. Lighten this baby up. Yeah, before I light it, had a guy asking about this, how I went about making it, and mainly I just used perlite and Portland cement on making this. Of course, I cut my hole in the side and everything. Actually, I cut it down lower too. This part here will lift right off, have the bottom in one piece, and this. Of course, I cut a little elevated notch. See if this will show up. But you can see the notch there, how I notched it down. I did that basically the same thing on the bottom for lining everything up. I poured the bottom, let it sit and harden. Then I put a piece of plastic over it. Then I set this piece on it. Put a cardboard tube down in there, which was much taller. Put some weight on top of it to hold it in place. And then I mixed up the perlite cement mixture. Portland cement says like, what is it? 1 part cement, 2 parts sand, 3 parts gravel. So I'm thinking, okay, 5 to 1. But I think I mixed it more like 6 or 7 to 1. Yeah, it's not an exact science, but I wanted as much perlite in there as I could get. Of course, I had it poured all the way up even, and the water evaporated and it hardened, it dropped down probably a good ½ inch. So I could probably go back later, get me, I think I still have some of the cardboard tube left. I could stick it down in there just a little bit and add a little more cement around the edge. Yeah, I'm going to put my gloves on and light this up. Of course, peanut butter had to come out here to keep me company. Step back here, turn the propane bottle on. I think what I'll do, I'll pull this thing out. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll pull it out and light it. I think it's always easier that way on this thing. Just give it a little gas. This thing up, and like I said, I'll give it propane to get it started. Now I'll start adding some air. Oil's on its way up. waste oil right now. See on the dial, I'm just over 5 pounds of air pressure on that. Right now I'm just kind of letting it kind of heat up a little bit. We've had a lot of rain here this last week. Got more coming this next week. So, just kind of letting it heat up for right now, kind of display some of that moisture. Put the crucible in with the aluminum already in it. Now go ahead and put the top on it and just let it warm up in there. Give it a minute just to kind of heat up and display some of that moisture. So I keep a metal lid over the top, weight it down so that the rain doesn't go directly in. And then on that gauge, usually running this blue oven, I usually only take it up to about 10 PSI, and it'll get hot. It'll get pretty hot, good enough to melt that aluminum down really good. And the crucible will be this bright cherry red, almost yellow. Running a melting pot, I'll run that thing up to about 40 PSI. I kind of rearranged out here, so got everything set up on a table. Nice metal table now. Cut a hole underneath it so I should be able to put a pail of water down there and have the aluminum drip right into that pail. I'll go ahead and start bringing it up just a little bit. There's 6. I may run in and grab my temperature gun real quick. Saying around 400 to here's 300. Back wall's about 600, 590, 612, 618. There's a 700, 720, 740. I'm not sure if that's even showing up on the camera or not. Yeah, front wall by where the burner's at is not doing real good. I've got it on 6. I'll go ahead and turn it up to 7. 760, 780 on the back wall right now, down low. There's 800, coming up a little higher on the wall. Gonna go up to 8. About a half an hour, so maybe time for milk and all the ash and trash that falls through, I can get a cleaner product. Go ahead and shut this down for right now. Take the daughter to work. One daughter, the other one's got a car, but one does, one doesn't. Take her to work into town, and then I'll come back and get another batch started, and we'll pour us another batch. So out of that little bit, we got roughly, those are 4 of them make a pound, so we've got a little over 1.5 pounds there. Probably try down the road to get a number 6 or number 8 crucible, and maybe get 3 or 4 molds, and maybe we can pour, 4 pounds at a time. Got a lot of them to melt. Okay, I'll pause this thing and I'll be back soon. Bye-bye. Okay, we're back. Not sure how much wind noise we've been getting. I know the wind's blowing a little bit today. If you're enjoying this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber already, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe. I mainly do scrapping videos, loads I bring in, loads I take out, and stuff I tear down, clean it up. The aluminum's melted on this batch already. Just getting them molds heated up right now. Good amount of dross there. Now, if I was going to do sand casting, I guess you have to degas this. Borax or something like they use. Thinking about you getting a bigger crucible. Where I can put more ingots in it. these are nice small ingots here for guys that do sand casting. That way if they're just doing a kind of a small sand casting, they don't have to melt a whole lot of aluminum, or if they just have small crucibles, depending on what they're casting. Okay, I think that's a number 3 4-kilogram crucible. Then I got these tongs with it when I ordered it. I have a little moisture down there. This thing's kind of gurgling. But on my Amazon affiliate page, I do have a link to the crucible and tongs. I have a siphon nozzle for waste oil burner on there too that's on Amazon. I haven't tried that out. I don't know anything about it. But just for convenience, people wanting to do this, I thought I'd put it on there. I think it was Patriot Supply where I got my siphon nozzle. And if you go back on the playlist, I think one of the first videos on the playlist is about the burner itself. It's before I have it put together. Before I got the burner kind of put together, but it's not inside the pipe. So you can see how everything fits together on it. And I think I have in the video description on that, I do have a link to the siphon nozzle that I do have in here. I'm going to let this cool off now, and I got to do a brake job on the Colorado, and it's 4:30 in the afternoon already. Of course, I get it started today, finish it up tomorrow. And had a lot of little stuff in there. Threw a lot of little stuff in between the ingots. So I ended up getting 8 pretty good sized ones. I don't think I made them quite as tall as what I did on that first batch. And I hope you can hear me good on this video, because I know I got a little wind blowing here today. Like 8-mile-an-hour wind with a 15-mile-an-hour gust. And I'm using the camcorder that doesn't have anything over the mic. I probably should have used the GoPro. I have a good windsock on it. But yeah, I wanted to try to get everything in. I wanted you to be able to see the pour itself. So I hope you had a good view of it anyway. I'm not sure. I guess I'll see it when I watch the video before I upload it. If that doesn't work, I may have to kind of move stuff around a little bit and try to set the GoPro right down in the corner or something where it's close. But I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.